Right.
Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we will look at how to understand your team members. But as a manager, you definitely need to understand about each and every member of your team. Many people think, what is there to understand about them? But friends, there are so many things you can learn about them. When you know about your team members, definitely you can work better with them and you can get the things done from them very effectively. So let us look at what you can know about your team members. First thing is working preferences, right? What kind of preferences they have, what kind of work your team members would like to do, right? And then communication preferences. So how do they want to communicate with you and other team members? Whether they prefer email communication, whether they prefer messenger communication, or whether they prefer in-person communication, right? What is that they would like to do? Engagement preferences, how they want to collaborate with others. Some people are good at collaborating with others, and some people want their own space to be effective. So what is their engagement preference? And what are the learning preferences? Some people learn better, if they are given hands-on experience kind of thing. Some people are good at learning by reading books. Some people are good at learning by observing others or observing videos. We call it as a visual mode, or audio mode, or kinesthetic mode, right? So visual mode means basically you need to show them, like either a video or some kind of visual pictures. Audio means probably they have to read or they have to listen from others. And kinesthetic means it's basically hands-on experience you need to provide them. And emotional triggers, very, very important. Many times we don't try to understand these emotional triggers. But this is very important because as a manager, you should understand when a person can get triggered. If you use certain words, probably some people get triggered. So it will help you to manage the person better, manage the emotions of the other person better, as well as in case if team members without knowing if they're doing something unintentionally and which may trigger this person. So probably you can also control that, or you can regulate that if you know what is the emotional trigger of a person. And biological preferences of activeness, it's very, very important. Some people are kind of very active in the daytime, and some people are active in the evening time. So if you know, which time, during which time they are more active, probably you can give them that kind of task, and maybe you can have more productive work getting done by them during that period. Okay, and thinking styles. Some people need information they can digest. They take some time to digest it, and then they can provide their views. Some people immediately they can think about it, and they can provide you their views, or they can express their views freely. And similarly, some people are good at playing devil's advocate. They can very easily find out what are the pros and cons of a particular process, or something new is coming up. And some people are they want to observe some time and then only they can express their views. So you need to understand what kind of thinking styles each person has. And information gathering and decision making. If you give a task, and some people are good at gathering information, right, from various sources, but some people may not be good at that. But they can, if you give them the information, then probably they can collate it and put it in a better presentable manner. So you need to understand how they can work with the information, and then how they can take the decisions based on that information. And the Maslow's hierarchical state, Probably, most of you, some of you may be aware of it, right? Every person has to, go through these states. Basically, they call it as, the basic survival needs. The people need food, shelter, clothing, right? And then they look for, safety kind of thing. Whether, my job is safe or not, whether my people are safe or not. And then the third level is belongingness, right? When they can, when they meet the survival needs and the security needs or safety needs, they go to the belonging. They want people to, mingle with them. They want to be in the, family or, with the friends and all those people. And then the self-esteem need. That is basically once these three needs are met, right? They go to the self-esteem where they want to have that the validation from the society, right? And they want appreciation from the society, right? And they want people to say, okay, this person is working for a good organization, right? And the person is having good car, the person is having a house, those kind of things, right? They look for that kind of social status. And finally, the last state is the self-actualization where, when all these four needs are met, they go into self-actualization where they really work for a purpose, right? They, at that point of time, they really don't look for validation from others or, appreciation or recognition. They just do their work. So you need to understand each of your team member in which state they are, whether they're struggling for their basic needs, or whether they are looking for a job safety, job security, or whether they are in a, the relationship or, belonging state, or they are in a social status. So if somebody is in social status, probably, they want to see more recognition, more growth happening. Or whether the person is in a self-actualization state. So you need to understand it. And then you need to understand about their motivational factors. Some people may have internal, motivation, and some people may have external motivation. So you need to understand what are their motivational factors. How do they how do they get motivated? How you can motivate them? And then you need to also understand day-to-day pain points, right? Probably they may be, hesitating to tell you that in a group. So probably you need to understand what are the day-to-day pain points and certain personal information. Again, you don't need to dive deep into their personal, information, but to a certain extent it is required. If some person is having some personal problems and family issues, or if, then for example, if a certain kid is not feeling well or spouse is not feeling well, right? Maybe they're looking for you to give that kind of space so that they can support their family as well as they can continue with the career. So you need to understand, that kind of personal information so that you can provide the support. So why we are talking about all these things is because once you know about them, then you can definitely support them. You can provide whatever support is required so that they can perform better. The objective of understanding your team member is to provide them the support so that they can become a high performer in spite of struggles, whatever they're having. Right? So, what are the tools for doing that? I will talk about two tools. One is one-on-one, and the other one is management by walking around. One-on-one, I will cover it in a separate, topic as a separate topic. But management by walking around is basically, when you, just because you are a manager, you cannot just sit in a corner or just sit in your office and, observe everything and monitor. You need to walk around the team. Then only you will understand the ground realities. Then only you can observe the people, how they are cooperating, how they are collaborating. Which person is more active during the discussion, which person needs some time, which person is not able to provide their opinion. Maybe somebody else is overpowering them, right? Maybe sometimes the discussions happen in a very what we call monologue because they don't give other people the space, enough space. So you need to understand all those things, and that can be done only by managing by walking around. Of course, when it comes to the individual styles, working preferences, and all those things, you need to have that kind of one-on-one, right? To understand what that person is like to do. So, empathetic conversations with that person, right? And then listening skills and observation skills are the key if you really want to understand your team members. Once you understand your team members and you provide support, it works wonders for you. The team will be very happy because you know about them. And you will be very happy because you can get the things done. And by providing enough support. And some people may want autonomy, but some people may want more support. So you need to understand what kind of working preferences you have. Okay. So this is about understanding your team members. And the last time we talked about diversity. And we said like, a lot of people are different. We need to have, include the diversity in your team. And today we talked about individual preferences. So everybody is different, everybody is unique. But then when it comes to teams, what is meant by team? Team is nothing but they're all working together to achieve a common goal. But then when you have a diversity, when you have individuals, at the same time, you need to manage your team, achieve team goals, and you need to align your team. How do you connect these dots? Interesting, right? So please wait for the next video. I'll be talking about it. How can you connect all these dots? Yes, we have a wonderful framework which will provide you a guidance on how you can connect these dots. So stay tuned for more. And thank you for watching this video. And I'll come back with that good framework on how to connect the dots in the next video. Until then, please take care. Bye bye.